Hey, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, hopefully your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant, and today what I'm going to teach you guys is Lepic's farming build, alright? This can be built on the same crystallization catalyst slots as the bossing build, and it can be built on the same crystallization catalyst slots as the glass cannon build, which I'll demonstrate tomorrow, alright? My apologies for the delay on the Thunder Cage build, that one requires some extra background testing, so I haven't brought it out just yet, alright? So I hope you guys are okay with that. Thank you very much for watching this. Don't forget to register me as your content creator if you haven't done so, alright? Link is in the video description, and if you guys have already registered me more than a month ago, you might want to extend your support because support only lasts for 2 months. Alright, it's free, but it still only lasts about 2 months, so you gotta renew it. Again, it's free to do so. Link is in the description. Now, let's get into this video. So, how do you build Lepic's farming build? Okay, first, camera off. Now, for his reactor, I'm using the exact same one as the bossing build. No change here. A purple reactor is good enough. You can go for a gold reactor if you really want to. But the thing with the farming build is that it's good for getting XP. So you want to be able to hold other stuff in your hands so that they can get the XP as you're farming through, whether it's the block kyber mining or wherever else you're going. I'll show a demonstration later. But basically, the weapons don't even matter. That's why I can put on this level 3 Hungry Hound, which I'm trying to level up the proficiency for. My Secret Garden, which is almost done at level 40, it requires another crystallization catalyst. So your weapons don't matter for this loadout, alright? So the reactor is usually purple, so I can just get the optimization condition done by sticking on like a launcher here, and you're good to go, alright? Ideally, for the rolls on the reactor, you should probably get Fire Skill Power Boost and Tech Skill Power Boost for the farming variant, but since I have this, I'm just going to use this, alright? You don't want additional attack when fighting the Colossus because unless you're going to use the same reactor for both farming and bossing, the bossing reactor should be the one with attack on Colossus. Farming reactor, it's better if you just have like damage stats, alright? For external components, what you're going to need is your auxiliary support power should have a double HP roll. And of course, make sure you've got module drop rate increase if you're still hunting for modules. If not, MP recovery out of combat is fine. HP support sensor, consumable drop rate, max MP if you're still farming. And of course, this is a farming build, otherwise MP recovery in combat. You can use the Slayer set for this if you really want to, but in general, most people who are farming are trying to level up their Lepic for the first time, so they're most likely not going to have the Slayer set. So that's why we're not going to show a demonstration with the Slayer set. I'm just going to show a demonstration without the Slayer set. All right? For your defense support memory, you want a double defense roll and a gold drop rate increase modifier. This is pretty much the standard, and you want to have that gold so that you can get more gold. All right, gold so you can get more gold. Get it? All right, Slayer processor is what I'm using. But the only reason I'm using this is because if you're farming in the field, right, what you want is equipment drop rate increase modifier so you can get more reactors, stuff like that. As you know, getting a gold god rolls on those is really tough. So if you're just farming in the field, you could use this. But if you're farming in block kyber mining or some of the other areas where you kind of have to run around these different zones and whatever, all right, if you're in the special operations, you might want to have the item acquisition distance modifier because equipment does not drop in those. They only drop the gold, the void fragment shards, and marks of arrest. All right, so just adjust that accordingly with what you need. Here we will use the equipment drop rate increase modifier, and that covers the reactor and the external components for this build. Now we're going to cover the build itself. So, when it comes to building this, you'll notice that the crystallization catalysts are exactly the same as what you would have seen on the bossing build. No difference. All right, no diff. But what is being done here, and sorry, this bossing build, I was messing around with it a little bit, so it's a bit different to what you'll see. But the farming build basically uses the exact same stuff, and yeah, and you can see the glass cannon build is prepared there for you guys tomorrow. One pump man, it's up there. All right. Now, for the farming build, here's what you're going to need. All right, let me remove my cam and let's go into it. Mid-air maneuvering for your sub-attack. This is pretty much standard. Regenerative braking will be your transcendent mod of choice. You can replace it with this, with MP Collector. If you feel that MP Collector is better for you, please use MP Collector. All right? If you find that regenerative braking is okay and you find it palatable, use this. All right? It's up to you. I'll show you with regenerative braking, but I personally prefer MP Collector, just so you know. All right? Why do I prefer MP Collector? Because just in case you get in trouble, right, you still have your passive, which is on 154 second cooldown, which is hilarious. All right, so if you prefer, MP Collector is the way, but if not, then you can use regenerative braking. Again, it's down to your choice. All right, Actually, you know what? I'll show it without the Transcendent module. I think it'll be better to show you my version because I prefer this version. Okay, for modules, what you're actually going to need on Lepic is increased HP. Increased HP is fantastic and will keep you alive. If you do not need HP, you can go for Battle of Stamina, which would increase your duration of skills by 8.8%. This is not really valuable for your traction grenade, which you're not going to get a big increase out of, but it is useful for the burn damage here. All right, you get another half a second of burns off with Battle of Stamina. That being said, the damage does tick at 1 second, so it depends on whether or not you're going to combine that with other modules. All right, I personally don't, so I don't care about Battle of Stamina. All right, so I'm going to go with increased HP because you got to look at the damage interval and the burn duration. Unless you're going to increase it by at least 1 second, the damage interval of any additional damage interval is not going to help. All right. Okay, so now that that is understood, the next thing that I put in is skill expansion to expand the range of his skills. This is pretty important. So these two are your blue mods and nimble fingers, of course, to reduce your skill cooldowns. Now, you also want MP conversion maxed out. You might say, hang on, this reduces his max MP. Yes, but you want more skill cooldowns. With this, his grenade is on a 1.5 second cooldown. It will be tossed as fast as I can, like, I'm pretty sure I can just toss it continuously. Okay, 1.5 seconds. And the traction grenade goes from 25 seconds down to 6.4 seconds. All right. Anytime something spawns, I can just pull it in. It's fantastic. I love it. All right. So this is why this is set up in this particular way. All right. Focus on fire and focus on tech will help reduce your skill cooldowns even more. Although it would be nice to have more damage, quite frankly, this is good enough. Fire Sanctium is just put here to increase his damage by a tiny little bit more. All right. And you can put it in unleveled because with this particular loadout, we don't have a lot of spare capacity or space. Spear and Shield is the standard defense for him. And of course, because Lepic's skill modifiers are above 200%, we will use Spear and Shield rather than Iron Defense. Okay, so we got that. Last but not least, you've got Maximize Range. Why? Increasing his range even further than this is pretty fantastic. His Traction Grenade has a 23 meter range. This is beautiful and I love it. All right, so it will just suck in the entire field. And that is pretty much what you want. So this is his farming build. Now you understand it. Let's go off and actually go farm with this. So once again, the weapons don't matter, right? So we're just going to go with this exact same setup that you're seeing right here. I wanted to showcase this in a private operation, but quite frankly, there will be people there. And if you get a bunny, then it's not going to be a very good demonstration. So we're going to go to one of my favorite places, Fortress Outskirts. I love that spawn animation, by the way. It makes him look like a shinobi. So we're going to go to Fortress Outskirts and we're going to vacuum up all the enemies and absolutely wipe them out. So let's get that done. All right. Here we are.
We need to occupy the outskirts of the fortress so we can fully investigate the facility. You lead the battle.
Just take note that your grenade is big boomba. All right, your grenade range is insane. So, like I said, you don't actually need to fight anymore. You don't need to use your guns. You can just grenade everything. So, because your grenade is big boomba, as long as you're overclocked as well, as you can see, you're dealing additional burn damage. All right, so you can just big boomba everybody like that. Okay, so it's pretty fantastic, but be careful if you're not killing a huge bunch of people. MP Collector is not as good as regenerative braking, so be aware of that. However, you can just stay out of combat for a little bit and regenerate your MP that way. All right, there you go. Now that you understand that, like I said, this is much more useful in like the block hyper mining or stuff like that, where you can quickly cool down stuff and just gain everything back real fast. Okay, let's open up all this. And once everything is ready, what I would normally do is draw them all in and then big boomba. Alright, then I just wait again. I'll wait again. Draw them all in, big boomba. Alright, big boomba. And usually that's what works. Okay, overclock, draw them all in, Big Boomba. Big Boomba. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Alright, once again, draw them all in. Big Boomba. Big Boomba. This is why it's so fun to play as Lepic's farming build. It's so good. You just don't have to care. Like, oh, enemies? No problem. Big Boomba. And anybody survive? Big Boomba again. You know? Just chill. Draw them all in. And blow them all up. Like I said, as long as you're killing, you literally will never run out of MP. As long as you're killing. If you're not killing, then you're gonna have problems. But there's always enemies to kill. So why worry? You see? This is what I do. The Volgas can spawn all they like, but they're just gonna get drawn in and killed. See that? Zoom. And your range on the draw in is 23 meters. There is very little that's gonna escape that. Alright? Vacuum them all, and then just explode them. This is exactly what I love.
Shield is down.
I love it. Once you get everything together, it's so funny. Alright, I recommend prioritizing the basic range first, then the cooldowns. Then after that, you should definitely prioritize the rest. Maximize range is usually the last thing I'll add in. I worked on the cooldowns first and the basic range on this. Then later on, I was like, okay, you know what? I need more range. And once I got more range on it, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like I said, you legitimately do not need to fire. Now, if you want, you can also use the Secret Garden with this, which is absolutely even more hilarious. Why? Because the Secret Garden has this thing called Pest Control. Pest Control, when activated, boosts your skill power. So guess what? Your big Boombas deal even more damage. And you can stack Pest Control, which, like I said, is really fantastic. So yeah, draw them all in. Draw them all in and blast them all. It's great. So I'm holding Secret Garden in my hands right now. And just absolutely exploding everything. It's great. Boom. And before, like, every little while, look, traction grenade is ready again. Just draw them all in and boom, 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 boom. It's just good. You know? This is all we like. But yeah, if you do get an enemy that's a bit more powerful, you might need to actually pull out your Secret Garden or whatever. Or your launcher. You know, for most basic enemies though, like you'll see in the block hyper mining and stuff like that, you'll just be able to instantly delete them. Alright, so for the sake of speed here, I'm just gonna pull out my Secret Garden and absolutely wipe out these enemies. Just in case anyone was left. Alright, there you go. And that, in a nutshell, is how you can use the Lepic build for farming. It is funny as heck. Because there is nothing better than simply drawing in all your enemies and absolutely exploding the life out of them. It is great. It is fantastic. This is what I live for. Alright, this is what I live for. So if you have friends and stuff like that you want to play around with, you want to make it easier for them to hit everything, you can just vacuum everybody on the map, hit them all, and then it's all good. Whoops. Messed that one up. Let me just collect my drops because I'm a greedy little loot goblin. Alright, there you go.
This is more than enough. It'll help a lot. Thank you.
Okay, no problem, Eugen. We'll definitely help a lot. Alright, let's finish this mission out in style. Superman pose. Superman pose.
Whoa, be careful. Vulgus reinforcements
The best part is that the
coming our
Lepic
way.
farming build can also be used on a normal Lepic, not just the Ultimate Lepic, which is pretty fantastic. All right, so you can enjoy that.
You okay?
All right,
Thank goodness.
there we go.
I couldn't
That
do
brings
this
us to the end of this
all alone.
video. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope this was a good demonstration of the capabilities of this build. I hope you enjoy farming with Lepic. Lepic is hilarious for farming and legit one of my favorites. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys will do that. And before we go, as always, we have to thank some of our top people this month. All right. So August top supporter list includes top tipper Luke Greenfield, top super chatter is RR Odyssey, top super chat list includes Sebastian LeChance, George Tishon, TX Panda King, Sir Tommy Guns, CU Yuri, Death Dawning 982, i3XO, Atomic John B, Ted Wu, Filled Megapine, and BVS Fang. Thank you to our top channel membership gifter, TX Panda King as well. You guys are amazing. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for me. All right. And now for our top channel members as well, here are the people. BVS Fang at the only fan level, Princess Star Track Hoodie and Arcane Silver at Plus Ultra, Death Dawning 982 at Plus Ultra, George Tishon and Nisk at the only fan level. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. All right. Thank you for keeping up your membership. Thank you for supporting me all this time. I appreciate you guys. And like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to register me as your content creator, okay? If you have already done so, remember that your support expires every 2 months. So please re-register me if you haven't already, or if you've already registered me, extend your support. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day.